have done good. The quarterback in Seattle is the best I've ever seen at sustaining success with his mobility. Yeah. But he sure is good at it. And he sure has gotten, if you notice him, boy, he just does not get hit with a lot of impact. Yeah. And so Dak can do that. Dak will do that. And he can evolve to where he just will take less and less hits. He has to, or we won't have him to play.
All right, that was Jerry Jones talking about Dak Prescott. He has to run less. He has to evolve. And, you know, that boy over there in Seattle, I don't know why he didn't say his name. Stephen A., your reaction to Jerry's comments?
I'm disgusted. And I'm going to be very serious here because obviously when I hate on the Cowboys, it's because of their fans. It's not because of the organization. I happen to be very, very fond of Jerry Jones, to be honest with you. But I got to tell you this. I've got enough on my plate. I've got enough on my schedule. But, Max, if there was a job that I'd volunteer to do for free, if that what's that station, 105.3 or 103.5? Which one was it in Dallas? In Dallas,
105.3.
Whatever. I'd volunteer to come on every week on their show to follow up Jerry Jones. Like Jerry Jones do an interview with them, and then they come to me to ask, what the hell did he really say, and what the hell did he really mean, and whether or not it made any sense. Because listening to this man's drivel is disgusting. Let me get this straight. Dak Prescott, fresh off of 30 touchdowns, 11 interceptions, 4,900 plus yards passing. You still can't reach a long-term agreement with him. He comes back this year with a new coach who Aaron Rodgers and those boys in Green Bay deemed, just archaic. Okay. But still in all, even though it was a 2-3 record, those first 5 games with Dak Prescott, really 2-2 because he got hurt that 5th game. And at the time, he's completed 68% of his passes, 9 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. Clearly, their offense was one of the top 2 offenses in the National Football League with this brother at the quarterback position, who you still haven't paid. And since he has departed, you see how pathetic and moribund the Dallas Cowboys have looked as an organization. Ezekiel Elliott can't run the football effectively. The receivers look like, so-so because they don't have anybody to throw them the football. We see some dude, Ben DiNucci, being a starter when Andy Dalton couldn't go because he got concussed by the Washington football team. All of this other stuff. And you're going to point to what Dak Prescott needs to be doing better, knowing that he's rehabbing, he's ahead of schedule, and trying to work his behind back just to make your franchise look just decently respectable? Are you kidding me? As awful as the Dallas Cowboys have been, with all of their problems, the fact that Jerry Jones would take the opportunity to critique anything about Dak Prescott, it's blasphemous. Just blasphemous. There's no excuse for it because him not playing in the hospital bed or at home with his leg up, ankle finally twisted back in place and all this stuff. We all worry. Thank God he's okay. This brother, in his absence, has shown his greatness, not just as a player, but as a leader who is worthy of everything he wanted from Jerry Jones. And you're going to critique him? But you got DeMarcus Lawrence getting 1 tackle. You got Jalen Smith, and I love these boys. I like Jalen Smith. Out of pocket, he's being coached by Mike. No, it ain't his fault. I'm looking at this stuff. Max, is just unbelievable to me. It's unbelievable that Jerry Jones could fix his mouth to sit up there and find time to critique Dak Prescott when you clearly have problems everywhere else. It's unbelievable.
Stephen A., I have a lot on my plate. This show, the radio, the boxing show. But I would volunteer to come on that Texas station, that Dallas station, after you came on to criticize Jerry Jones to defend him in this case. And this is why. You got this one all wrong. You have Jerry Jones' intention wrong and the content. First of all, he didn't come on criticizing Dak Prescott. What he was saying is, as great as Dak has been, I've handicapped him. I've handcuffed him by not wanting him to run even more because it's dangerous. Now, whether or not that's a fact, who knows, right? Like, there have been plenty of people who said and done studies and stuff that said, actually, run frequency is not the best indicator for injury or even correlated with injury. And quarterbacks don't get hurt out of the pocket anymore, and they get hurt in the pocket, right? But it has been the orthodoxy 4 years in the NFL. And by the way, if you want to like really examine the roots of that orthodoxy, is there a racial component to it? Right? Because you're excluding certain groups who the feeling was would run the ball more. Sure, we can absolutely look at that. But it also does make some intuitive sense. You don't have your offensive linemen protecting you, and guys are going to tackle you as though you're a running back, and that's why there's a slide rule and all this kind of stuff. So it's not like whether or not Jerry Jones is correct about it, he believes he's correct about it, and that's the kind of orthodoxy in the NFL. He's saying Dak is too good to risk injury. Now, he pointed to Carson Wentz. I agree with him. Hurt on a running play, hasn't been the same since. I think part of Wentz's issue is he used to run much more fluidly. He used to move better, at least to my eye. I think that's actually one of the reasons for his regression. And Dak Prescott, the quarterback to whom Jerry Jones offered a Carson Wentz, Jared Goff level $100 million plus deal, which Dak, his agent, probably turned down, got hurt on a running play. So it's not like Jerry Jones is here saying, see, negative Dak Prescott, negative Dak Prescott. He's here going, look at me. I'm the one who's thinking Dak really shouldn't be taking as many chances out of the pocket, whether Jerry's right or wrong about whether that's really a chance. He does actually anecdotally point to two guys recently, including Dak Prescott, who've been hurt out of the pocket.
That's not my point.
Excuse me, guys. Stephen A., I want to hear you respond, obviously, of course. Let's take a quick commercial break, and we will come back to this. And also coming up on First Take, is today's a Stevens A-list day? Because that's what I'm hearing. Is it going to be a Stevens A-list? That's the question. So 2 of your top 5 teams lost to NFC least opponents. So how far do the Steelers, your Steelers, and the Seahawks tumble?
Has decided Brooklyn is not the only destination he'd like to land in. I wonder where else he's thinking about going. And oh, by the way, did you see those Cowboys last night? Did you see those Cowboys? I tried to tell you, even before Christmas, something's going to happen for those Cowboys.
I think we're very resilient, mentally tough team. Our only focus is on Dallas right now.
Jackson runs up the middle, big hole, 30. 20, nobody there, touchdown Ravens. Andy Jones pass is deflected, and it is picked off. Patrick Queen comes up with it at the 38-yard line. Lamar Jackson with a play action, fires to a wide open Miles Boykin, a touchdown. And the Ravens turn the turnover into a touchdown, 52 yards. Kick on the way, and is no good. And Greg Zuerlein now 1 of 4 tonight.
And Baltimore defeats the Cowboys 34-17.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome into First Take. Thank you for spending part of your day with us. Stephen A. Smith, Max Kellerman, I'm Molly Karen Rose. Fellas, how we feeling? Stephen A., it seems like you're doing just fine.
I'm doing just fine, Molly. I just want to say good morning. You look beautiful as always, Max Kellerman. I like that
Thank
suit. I like
you.
the tie, not the regular old black tie. You sort of changed it up a little bit. Really doesn't matter. I don't know about you, Max Kellerman. Don't know about you, Molly. But I'm in a fine, good mood right now, I must say.
I should have known it would have been Southern Steve today. I know, right? Exactly, Max. But guys, let's focus on the Ravens for a second because they snapped their 3-game losing streak. They ran all over Southern Steve's Cowboys. Baltimore is now 7-5, keeping their playoff hopes alive. They would be the 9th seed currently in the AFC. Steve, what do you think? Is this a good Ravens or bad Dallas Cowboys?
Well, obviously, it's a bad Dallas Cowboys defense. Let's just be real about it. Mike Nolan should have never been the defensive coordinator. It's an absolute embarrassment what they have done. The Dallas defense is basically giving up on him. There's no way to slice it. Jalen Smith was out of position about 15 different times. We know he's not that bad. Leighton Vander Esch, I mean, he missed one play where, they were sweeping left, and he just gave the open field to Lamar Jackson. That was stupid on his part. He acknowledged it, but what else could he do? Everybody was watching. And then, of course, you've got the situation, DeMarcus Lawrence and his huge contract, the man that wants to be all conscientious and what have you, outspoken, but he shows up on the field and registers just one tackle. I'm not going to crucify him because I know he's not that bad. They're out of place because they're out of position because they've got a defensive coordinator they have no respect for. They're not listening to. They recognize the fact that he doesn't know what the hell he's doing, and their run defense is typified that. The Dallas Cowboys have the sixth ranked defense against the pass. Do you know why they have that, Max Kellerman? You know why they rank sixth against the pass? Because nobody throws on them. Because you don't have to. Because guess what? They're going to give up damn near 300 yards rushing. Do you know that the Dallas Cowboys, the worst run defense in the league and the worst defense overall in the league, because they're the worst run defense in the league, at a time, in a day and age where it's clearly easier to pass than run the football, everyone wants to run the football on the Dallas Cowboys. They have given up 2,014 yards rushing, okay, in 12 games. This is how pathetic they are. They are horrible as a defensive unit. There is no question about that. Andy Dalton didn't play bad. The offense isn't horrific. It's the fact that their defense stinks. Their defensive coordinator has no business having his job. And Mike McCarthy, who elected to bring him on board, shouldn't have his job because that's who he selected as his defensive coordinator. And Jerry Jones needs to retire himself because as a businessman and a marketer, he's an absolute genius. But as a guy that puts a football team together, there's always some part missing. You don't want to sit up there and take care of Dak Prescott, or you want to take care of Dak Prescott, but it's after you take care of Ezekiel Elliott, after you take care of Amari Cooper, Jalen Smith, Leighton Vander Esch, DeMarcus Lawrence, and all of this other stuff. But then you're going to bring in a coach that don't need to be coaching any of them. This is what the Cowboys are. They're bad. The black cat is running around all over the place. And for those Dallas Cowboy fans out there, miserable on this particular morning, I couldn't be happier.
Well,
go ahead, Max.
Cowboys are bad, no doubt. But that was actually good Ravens. And look, here's the bottom line. The Cowboys are terrible against the run. They're dead last in rush defense, right? They give up over 160 yards a game on average. Not 300, like you said, Stephen A. Over 160. But against Baltimore, they gave up almost 300. Baltimore doubled what the Cowboys normally give up. They didn't beat it by 10 or 20 or 50 yards. They basically doubled it.